So the season 5 half-season finale premiered last night, and I finally got around to watching it. What are my thoughts? First of all, I want to give a shout out to Nebraska basketball, which beat FSU in Tallahassee tonight in what turned out to be a very exciting game. Congrats to the Husker basketball team. Second of all, shouts out to my brothers Jason and my brother Jared. Hey guys, you told me I needed to see the finish season 4. You told me I had to see the new season. I did, and I'm here to give my thoughts. Alright, now to I'm gonna give a review of the whole season, a quick review, I guess. It started out really well. I really liked the Terminus subplot. It wasn't in the comics, but you know what? Coolness factor beats all. Terminus was really freaking cool. I wish it would have lasted a bit longer. Not the journey there, but the actual parts that take place in Terminus. Those were all excellent. And afterwards, the Fear the Hunters plotline was amazing. I loved it. I loved everything about the first portion of this season. It was great. The hunters, okay, spoilers alert. I'm going to give out spoilers here. All right, so from this point on, if you hear spoilers, don't blame me. Your fault. Alright, yeah, the Fear the Hunters. The survivors from Terminus get out and turn to cannibals, hunt down Rick and his group, and they get massacred in the most epic way possible. I loved it. I was clicking along. I was so happy I had decided to watch the show again. But then the kind of bullshit which got me to stop watching The Walking Dead in the first place reared its ugly head again and did not go away. Let's talk about Beth, a character that I've never ever cared about, and despite the show's best efforts to make me care, never managed to do that for me. I don't care about Beth, and I'm guessing a lot of audience members didn't care a whole lot for Beth either, because The Walking Dead only kills characters that people don't like. Think about it. People don't like the characters they kill. That's why they kill the characters they kill. Because nobody cares. They're never going to kill Daryl. They're never going to kill Rick. Well, of course they're not going to kill Rick. He's the main character. I'm never going to kill Michonne. Never going to kill Glenn or Maggie. We'll see how that goes down in the future. But as of right now, only characters that audience members don't like, they end up killing. But what really annoys me, what really gets to me about The Walking Dead is the filler. There's more filler here than a jelly donut. I swear you could cut half the runtime from the show and not miss a single important plot element. Half of this show seems to be two characters sitting around talking about their feelings the whole time. The last episode was a perfect example of people literally going fishing while important stuff is happening miles and miles away with other characters. It seems that they decide to split these characters up into small groups in order to prolong the overall length of the show, instead of because they have actual plots and stories they want to tell. They need to pad their length so they have all these characters run off in different directions only to come back right back together at the end. So their separating was really meaningless. Now, let me get to another point. I don't know why they're doing this padding. It's not like they don't have enough source material and they're dragging it along until they get more. That's a problem Game of Thrones had. That's not a problem that The Walking Dead had. Let me show you what I mean. I own the comics and I love them. This is Fear the Hunters, Volume 11 of The Walking Dead. Volume 11. Alright? This is as far as they are in the show. The plot lines that go on in this book are as far as it goes. Now remember, this is Volume 11. Guess how much source material they have left? All of this! There are in all... How many of these things I have? There are no 22 of these, 22 books of The Walking Dead. They're on volume 11. The storylines are going over now. The books were covering back in 2009. That's 5 years worth of source material that the show hasn't gotten to yet. Why are they dragging this out? Are they expecting the Walking Dead TV show to run for 20 seasons? Because at the pace they're going, that's the only way they'll ever get to this. And this is what everyone wants to see. If you read the comics, you know what this is, and this is awesome. It's awesome. I want to see this as soon as possible. I want to see them get to where the story in the comics eventually goes. I want to see it get to that as soon as possible, but it's never going to get there if they keep making up nonsense that one isn't in here, two isn't interesting, and three just serves as filler. Why is there so much filler in this show? I swear The Walking Dead would be far better if they cut back to 10 episodes a season like Game of Thrones does. Just think about it. Every single episode of Game of Thrones is excellent because there's not a single filler episode in it. Every single one is valuable to the story. Every single one is crucial. You cannot take an episode of Game of Thrones and toss it to the side because you'll miss valuable information. Walking Dead is not that way. Alright, you might take a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of any given Walking Dead episode and say, oh yeah, those are necessary, but the rest is just useless bullcrap that doesn't need to be there. People, if you know why this is the case, please tell me, because it is frustrating to me. Quit wasting my time, Walking Dead. I want to be a fan. I really do. I want to like you. And there are times where you give me flashes of greatness. The beginning of this season was legitimately great because it wasn't filler. All the characters were together. Everyone was in one group and they were all progressing in a story arc that made sense and had progress. But now there's no progress going on anymore. You're just filling time. And there's no reason for it. When you have half of your source material to go and you're already 5 seasons in, it's time to speed things up. It's time to cut out the filler, time to cut out the nonsense, and actually get to story progression. Alright? Sitting a couple characters down for half an hour and having them talk about their feelings is not character development. You can progress story and build character at the same time. You don't have to choose between them. This is what Game of Thrones does perfectly. Breaking Bad did this perfectly. Character development and plot progression can go simultaneously. You don't need to separate them. And that's what The Walking Dead needs to learn. I'm going to keep watching the show. I'm going to, because at this point I feel an odd sense of obligation. But it's not because I love it. It's not because I think it's great television. It's not because I think it's compelling. It's because I want to see this. That's it. So, half the season was great, half was not. And that seems to be the recipe for all the Walking Dead seasons, sadly enough. Alright, I'm Nathan. This has been my take on The Walking Dead, and you all have a good one.